Hi, I'm Claire McFarlane and I'm the Partnership Manager at Solway Firth Partnership. I'm just going to give you a brief overview of some of the activities that have taken place in the partnership in the financial year 2020 to 21. We've continued to carry out our core activities under the themes of partnership working, planning, environment, fisheries, energy, and then just generally raising awareness. And I'm sure you all know by now the area that we cover is the whole of the Dumfries and Galloway coast and the Cumbrian coast down to St Bees Head. And within this financial year, we've continued to have funding from a variety of funders, so Marine Scotland, RWE, which pays for tidelines, that's our Robin Rig wind farm, Cumbria County Council, Allerdale Borough Council, Carlisle City Council, and then we make up our other income that's required through a range of project fees. And our staffing has also remained the same, so I work as Partnership Manager 4 days a week. We have a Finance Officer and Admin, Paul Mackey, who works 2 days a week, and then we have our 3 project staff, Nick Coombe, Morag Walker and Georgina Reid. So as we all know, during 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic started, and that obviously had huge impacts on our work. So it basically prevented any events that we were planning on holding in 2020 summer and through to autumn as well. And that included a Royal Oceans Day event, various walks that we were planning as part of the RINS Coast Walk activity programme. We were going to have a BioBlitz in Kirkcudbright Bay, and then our usual cross-border conference with Solway Firth Partnership and Solway Coast AONB. In addition to this, we furloughed 1 project officer over the summer, and we weren't able to carry out our normal marine invasive non-native species monitoring. However, despite all the things that happened throughout COVID, we did manage to carry out quite a bit of work. We also received a grant of £10,000 from the council, which was great, helped with our running costs, and we embraced online working, and that included weekly staff catch-up meetings on Zoom and then Teams. We set up our webinar series, Coastal Conversations with cross-border topics. We were able to adapt our projects to include online offerings and publications, and we were able to produce tidelines as a downloadable PDF during this time. We had our normal Solway Firth Partnership AGM online, and we've actually managed to engage quite well with partners through online meetings, and I was certainly able to attend a lot of meetings that I wouldn't have otherwise. And our social media presence, we managed to keep that pretty much up to speed. So we were able to hold a range of webinars, our Coastal Conversations, and they proved to be really successful, and we had a range of topics. We had salt in the Solway, historic farmsteads, dynamic dunes, and shaping of the Solway coast. We were also able to carry on with our business planning. So we produced the business plan 2021 to 24 during this period of time, and it's now in action. And although we weren't able to actually go out and do the monitoring, we were able to carry on and do some biosecurity planning. So we updated the biosecurity plan for the Solway, so that's 2021 to 24 as well. And although we weren't able to do our outside events as part of our RINS Coast Path activity programme, we did actually manage to do a range of other things. So online, we did Flower Fridays on Facebook, which was really popular. We also produced an exhibition that went up at Logan Botanic Gardens, and alongside that, there was a flower guide about the RINS Coast Path as well. And then finally, we also produced a lighthouse guide. So those were both downloadable PDFs. So we managed to get some funding to carry out our RINS Revealed Online, which was an archaeology project, and Explore and Record the RINS, which was a wildlife recording project. So the RINS Revealed Online, again, we produced a range of downloadable PDF documents with AOC archaeology, and that split the RINS into 3 areas: Southwest RINS, Southeast RINS, and the North RINS. and that was kindly funded by Kilgallia Community Fund, Dumfries and Galloway Council and National Lottery. And as I said, it was delivered by AOC Archaeology. We also got a little bit of funding from Dumfries and Galloway Council, region-wide Coastal Benefit Fund, to carry out our Explore and Record the Ruins. And as part of that project, we worked in partnership with South West Scotland Environmental Information Centre, and we produced a range of spotter guides for the public to go out and, as families or individuals, do some recording. So a range of topics: seaside cliffs, shingle and sand beaches, and sand dunes and rocky shores. So that was very successful, and we got over 700 records came into iRecord from that project. During 2020 summer, the SMILE project came to an end. So that was the Solway Marine Information Learning and Environment project. And it's now published online with lots and lots of information about the Solway. And just a few of the highlights from that project. It was run over 3 years, and during that time we had 91 meetings and sessions with stakeholders. We had 60 events that the project officer attended and networked with. We had 193 photos submitted to the Solway photo series, and we've been able to make use of a lot of those photos in the publication. We featured in lots of local newspapers and magazines and on the radio. And we also featured heavily, obviously, in Tidelines, which is our magazine. And as part of this project, there was also 20 YouTube videos produced. So one of the topics that we were able to develop during the kind of 2020 period of time was on marine litter. So we worked with a range of partners to develop these projects and applied for funding. We also produced lots of online content and took part in other media. So, for example, we were able to provide an article to Cumbria Wildlife Trust magazine. And the result of this is that we're now currently running our Solway Marine Litter project, and we've received some funding through Rotary Club to do a marine litter education project, but that's kind of running into the 2021 to 22 financial year. We also took the opportunity to review and update parts of the website, so we were able to produce a new page on geology, which is really interesting, and have a look, and also various pages on renewable energy, including kind of wind power. We continue to administer the Robin Rigg Community Fund, and that consists of £130,000 split between Dumfries and Galloway and Cumbrian eligible areas. This year it actually closed on the 5th of November for projects in 2022, and we're assessing those applications now. But we've had a good range of projects that ran in 2020 and 2021. And the fund will now continue for the next 6 years until the end of the lease of Robin Rigg Wind Farm. So that's good news that we're going to be administering it. And just to give you a flavour of some of the projects that have been funded over the 2020-21 period of time: village hall floors, some allotment gardens, solar panels, nature reserve work, beds for towns, renewable energy sources of heating, and some defib as well. And finally, just a plea to engage with us through all our communications. So we have our website, which the address is at the bottom. We send out regular e-newsletters, and as I said, we're very active on Facebook, Twitter, and also Instagram and other channels in media when we can. You can subscribe to the e-newsletter from our website, and that's quite clear how to do that. And I would just like to say a big thank you to all the staff that have been working so hard in the last year, and also all our supporters. And I look forward to seeing you all again next year.